What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Cjthecheesedj here, and we're back with a brand new video. And today we are taking a look at something different. As you can obviously tell, we are underwater. I don't know what gives it away, but you know, you can kind of see what gives it away. But anyway, today we are taking a look at top 5 water dinos, creatures, whatever you want to call them, worth taming. Alright, so we're going to get straight into this list, but before we do, as per usual, I just want to say a huge thank you to all the new supporters that have come along, all the new subscribers and the viewers. Thank you very much, guys, for the support. I appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. So, number 1 on this list is the Manta Ray. Now, this guy here, in my opinion, has replaced the Ichthyi as he's not the fastest sea dino, but he is relatively fast, and he can keep up with an Ichthyi. I tend to like him a lot more since he has the ability to jump, and he's actually a lot more ferocious than the Ichthyi is. You can see here, we're pretty fast, and you know, he's got a stinger attack, so he does actually attack, and he does do a decent amount of damage to enemies. Now, this Manta is currently level 75, that's why you can see he's doing so much damage. But these guys are rather difficult to tame, so you do need some bug repellents and a lot of patience to make sure these guys don't wash up on the beach and die. Now, aside from that, they don't really have anything else going for them except the ability to pretty much traverse, I guess you could say, terrain on the land, because they do have the ability to jump over the terrain. And I'll give you a brief example here. We just got to watch our stamina and health. If you actually land on the land, you take damage until you end up back in the water. So you've got to be really careful with that. You can use him to, like I said, traverse the terrain. Now, as well as that, if you pump this guy's movement speed up, he can fly over things. Now, as well as that, you can also take him into the riverways of Ark. So once you find the outlet, you can kind of see on the map. Let's get our map out for you guys if we can get... Wow, there is a lot of dinos down here. You can see that Basilosaurus has plenty of Manta Rays. Now, these guys are in abundance in the ocean as well. You'll have no trouble trying to find these guys to tame. But like I said, you can take them in the inlets, and you can actually jump through the rivers found on the island. But that's why this guy is number 1. Number 2. So number 2 is the Tuna Toothless. Now, I might add, guys, this is in no particular order. So this is just the list. So the Tuna Toothless, aka the giant squid, is, my opinion, the king of the ocean. I think he beats the Mosasaurus because of his sheer size and the ability to actually grapple on to the Mosasaurus and eat him alive. Now, you can see here we're just trying to find something decent sized to eat. All we've got are a bunch of Ichthyis around here. See that Megalodon. Now, this guy has 3 abilities. He's actually able to generate his own oil as well, but this guy is also a passive tame, so you've got to take that in consideration. Now, you can see here we've got this Megalodon, and we're just going to eat him. So we've grappled him. The Megalodon can't really do anything, and I think we've got a Plesiosaur coming over to say hello to us. But yeah, just like that, you can easily kill the dinos of the ocean. Now, we're going to try and grapple this Plesiosaur as well to showcase the power of the Tuna. And look, you can see that we've got him. You know, these guys stay in your clutches for as long as you have stamina. So, you know, you don't really need to worry about anything escaping. Now, the only thing the Tuna can't grapple is the Basilosaurus, which doesn't present much of a problem, because, you know, you're a giant squid that has a crap ton of health. He doesn't have as much health as the Mosasaur. He is slightly more squishy, but, you know, he still deals quite a bit of damage. Now, on top of the grapple attack, he also has the tentacle swipe attack. Now, it's kind of annoying because every time you want to attack, you have to flip around from it, but, you know, it's not really that big of a deal. Now, you saw the grapple, you saw the tentacle swipe. He also has an ability where he shoots ink out, and he's not cooperating with us at the moment. We're trying to get him to shoot the ink out, but it is just not working for us. So when he actually shoots, there we go. When he shoots the ink out, he actually generates his own oil as well. So that is also something to note. Now, this helps you escape from predators of the ocean. They pretty much get a stun effect where they can't do anything, and you have time to get away. So that's why this guy is number 2 on the list. Number 3. So number 3 is the Basilosaurus. Now, this guy, like I said, he is immune to the Tuna Toothless attacks, the grapple attacks. So this is probably your main reason why you're going to want to tame one of these guys up. However, the unfortunate side of him is that he's not actually able to dive underwater very far, which is kind of a bummer. but he also has the ability to jump out of water, and we're trying to get him to do it at the moment, but he just doesn't want to cooperate with us at the moment. He's just not jumping. So with the Basilosaurus, he actually generates his own oil, much like the Tuso. You can see that we've already got 11 oil. It takes quite a bit of time. However, the deeper you go with the Basilosaurus, the more damage he takes. So he's actually not a deep diver dino, or whale thing, whatever you want to call him, mammal I think we'll say. As well as that, he also provides you with hypothermic and hyperthermic insulation. So you can see there that shield in the bottom right corner, that actually keeps you warm and cold. So you're at the perfect stable temperature while underwater. Now, the more we go underwater, the more damage he will slowly start to take. He's not taking, there we go, we're starting to take damage now. You saw him flinching and stuff. So you can see our health bar in the top right corner is taking damage, and if we come into our inventory, you can actually see he's taking small amounts of damage. So you can use him to dive to the bottom of the ocean, but he will take a lot of damage. And he's losing his stamina as well, but we're just going to quickly regenerate that so we can save him and get his ass out of the bottom of the ocean. So the Basilosaurus also has a really good attack. Well, not good attack, he does good damage on his attack. So we're going to come up to this Megalodon up here, and we're going to test it out. We've got like a school of Megalodons coming to attack us. And come on, you can do a Basilosaurus. Almost there. Alright, here we go. So you can see that we're doing 128 damage to Megalodons. So this guy is really powerful and definitely worth taming. Number 4. Number 4 is, as obviously you can tell he was going to be on this list, the Mosasaurus. Now this guy is much like the Tuna Toothless, the king of the deep. However, I personally rather the Tuna Toothless over the Mosasaur now. Now, a perk that the Mosasaur has over the Tuna Toothless is that he won't get stuck in rocks. No, I'm just kidding. Is that you can actually put a platform saddle on the back of the Mosasaur. So that's rather useful for building mobile bases and mobile attack bases for, you know, raiding and all that sort of stuff. But other than that, this guy's just a pure powerhouse. He's got a huge amount of health. You can see the amount of damage we are doing, like it is nuts. And we are taking damage from something, mantis. So yeah, you can see the amount of damage we're dishing out, 171. You know, there was a 254 there, I think that was just from an Ichthyi. So this guy is incredibly powerful. Now, as well as that, he's got a huge health pool. He's got 10,000 health. Now this is a level 75, and this one he has 10,000 health. As well as that, he's got a huge amount of weight. The Mosasaur is pretty much the Bronto of the ocean. So he is really powerful, and you know, there's not really any other reason to tame this guy up other than that. You can use him to take on alphas in the water, you can use him to raid with the platform base on his back. You know, there's a huge amount of uses for this guy. That's why this guy is number 4 on this list. Number 5. Now, number 5 was a little bit difficult. We were kind of tossing in between these two guys. So we've got the Donkey and the Megalodon, and in my opinion, they kind of tied for 5th place. The Donkey is incredibly long and tedious to tame. He requires a crap ton of narcotics to knock out. However, the Megalodon is easier, and both of them do have their flaws and their strengths. Now, the Donkey, as you can see, one of his flaws is that he is incredibly slow. Like, no amount of movement speed will actually help you bump this guy's speed up. So you can see he's incredibly slow. However, he has armor plating all over his body, so he takes a huge amount of reduced damage from attacks. You can see he will come over to this Megalodon and get him to attack us, and you actually see the amount of damage. I'm pretty sure it was 8. Last time we saw a Megalodon attack the Donkey that we had, he only did 8 damage to us. Now, as well as that, he runs out of stamina incredibly fast. You can see there, we've got an army of Megalodons attacking our Tuso. We're going to go over there and sort them out. And as well as that, he actually has a really good amount of melee damage. So, you know, him and the Megalodon do have their differences, but, you know, it's kind of worth taming both. Now, as well as that, the Donkey actually also breaks stone structures underwater. Now, you can see here, we are getting hit by a Megalodon, and he's only doing 12 damage, whereas in comparison to the Tuso, you can see that he's doing 46 damage. So the Donkey is able to reduce a huge amount of damage taken by itself. So this guy is perfect for underwater raiding. If you do underwater raiding, he can break into stone structures like I said earlier. So he's really useful for that mid-game raiding section. Now the Megalodon as well, you saw him back there, he's actually rather useful for your first kind of water tame, since he, you know, you can tame him pretty easily. The Megalodons are pretty easily tamed, and he has a decent amount of movement speed, decent amount of melee damage, a decent amount of stamina and health. So, you know, it all comes down to personal preference. I mean, I personally would tame up a Megalodon before a donkey, and then use a Megalodon to try and tame up a donkey, since the donkeys require a huge amount of torpor, since they would take reduced torpor amount and reduced damage. Alrighty guys, that'll be it for today. Let me know what you thought of this list down below. Let me know what your list would be, and if you've got any other ideas that you'd like me to do, let me know down below.